Hey everyone, what is up? We are back. We are checking out some Porifera. I'm going to draw you a glorious Porifera here. This is going to be its opening. We've got the osculum, and then on the sides of this, we've got our sponge made up of this material made of calcium carbonate, and it's set up of two cell layers, and they're made up of these things called spicules. All right, and so what we've got is we've also got some internal cells, and I'm going to do these in red. So we've got these little guys, and they've got a little collar on them, and then we've got a flagella. All right, and we're going to just draw a couple more of these. And so these are our schwannocytes, and let's write that bad boy in. Now remember that the schwannocytes have the collar on them, and the collar picks up the food. All right. So it also has and these are like bristles of a toothbrush. And now we also have the flagella, which create the current. So this brings in water, and we have to add a couple more cells in here. Porocytes. And our porocytes have holes in them, and they allow water to be sucked in. These are just holes in the sponge. Now, the last cell that we have, and we talked about this briefly in our other lesson, we've got some things called amoebocytes. And amoebocytes, they're weirdly shaped. They're around, they kind of cruise around, they move inside the sponge, and what they do is they pick up the food. So let's just zoom in on this bad boy. And we've got an amoebocyte, and we've got their nucleus, all right? And so we've got amoebocyte. And what the amoebocyte does is they move around and collect food. They collect it from the schwannocyte's collars, and then they distribute it to the other cells. Now, when we looked at protists, there was a protist called an amoeba, and this is where we get the name from. It's like this blob, and it kind of cruises around, just blobbing around. So we've got how it feeds, and remember that this is a very simple organism. It doesn't have a brain. It doesn't have any digestive system or a circulatory system. It uses water to do that. All right, so water comes in through the porocytes. The current is created by the schwannocytes, and it brings all that food in and gets trapped in those bristles. All right. Now, then the amoebocytes come along, pick it up, and digest and distribute that food for all the other cells. Now, one final thing before we go here is, how does it reproduce? So reproduction, and so it's got two types. We've got asexual, and this was just from budding. So a little part grows off, and it grows, and then it falls off, and it sticks onto some rock. All right. Now we also have sexual reproduction, and this is when the males send out sperm to the females, and a floating embryo develops, and it grows into a new sponge. All right. So sperm is sent out, and the embryo is floating around and grows on a substrate or like a rock. Right? It doesn't actually, it's not a plant, remember, it's an animal. It just anchors itself on, and then it's a filter feeder. There's your recap on Porifera. I hope everyone's having a great day.